Hello YouTube. So it's Sunday, October 22nd, 2023, 8:30 p.m. Oh damn. I nearly backed into a pedestrian because I have such bad visibility to the rear in this car. I really need to get all the crap out of the back of it. I've got this toddler seat or baby seat, whatever, that it was left in a TNC car, some kind of a repo car, and I just knew they were going to throw it away, so I grabbed it because I figured I could pass it on to somebody who really needs a car seat, or at least donate it. And I just haven't seemed to find the time to get it out of the car. But yeah, it really obstructs my visibility to the back, and I still haven't got enough extra money to replace my right rear view mirror. So yeah, my center rear view mirror, hard to see out of. I turn my head around, it's crap in the back, it's hard to see out of, and I don't have a right rear view mirror, so backing up is a dicey thing in this car right now. Anyway, I'm going forward. It's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit late getting back to work. They're so busy down there, I highly doubt anybody will notice. And I haven't really taken my 10-minute breaks, so there's that. But God, I was really hoping to get to eat on my 30-minute break as opposed to getting there. So I've been stuck here at Fry's for a while. Fuck, the seatbelt's being really tricky right now. So I was trying to get my parking ticket out. It was in my back right pocket, which of course I was sitting on. I wish my safety vest had a pocket in it. That would really help for my parking ticket. Because putting it in my pants pockets, and then I sit down and I'm sitting on them, and it's just awkward. So at least I was finally able to get to Fry's and get some groceries today. That's been a really problematic thing lately because of all the Diamondbacks playoffs games. They ends up having so many people downtown at night, and then they have a bunch of the roads blocked, and I just can't get in and out of the grocery store on my lunch break. It sucks. Now I got a feeling that's a big contribution to why Hertz has been so busy this weekend, and today has been overwhelming. Really, really busy at work. I just hate the lack of visibility behind me, like, and to the right in my car right now. It's very unnerving. Oh goodness, sorry, I'm just probably not making a lot of sense. I just had a really high stress. I mean, I managed to keep myself together. I felt like I was on the verge of a panic attack, but I managed to keep myself. This thing that the lane and the tracks do right here is really screwy. I don't like that at all. I mean, I drive over this all the time. It shouldn't freak me out as much as it does. For some reason, that one spot there, the way the tracks conflict with the lanes, just always messes me up a little bit. I'm so ready to not be in downtown. My EBT card has been very physically worn out for a long time, and when I first got my SNAP benefits back, I want to say in July, it took me quite a while to find it. And when I did finally find it, like, there have been times where it hasn't worked. I do remember one time I was trying to get food, it's been a few weeks, over at QT, and absolutely couldn't get it to work at QT. And I don't think I've gone back to QT since because of that. This is the first time I've been unable to get it to work at Fry's. Now, sometimes I have to swipe it more than a couple of times to get it to work. But, oh my God, the staff at the downtown Fry's, I love you guys. They were so amazing, and just went the extra. They could have just said, no, it doesn't work, and just sent me on my way. Hopefully validated my parking and sent me on my way, because I can't. I mean, my total was only a little over $20, but there's just no way I can afford to pay it, on a credit card or cash right now. Like, the only way I'm spending $20 on food right now is EBT, period. So, anyway, they really, rev up the engine on that Mustang. Make sure you run that yellow light. Oh God, I was so thirsty. This vitamin water is really hitting the spot. It's my favorite flavor, the XXX. It's acai or acai, I'm not sure how you say that word, and blueberry and pomegranate. It's just delicious. So, gosh, what was I even going to say? Sorry, my thoughts are really racing, and my head is really conflicted right now because the whole situation of like having all those groceries pulled out and maybe not being able to purchase them because my EBT card was physically not working. Like, they have a manual way that they can punch in the numbers, but the way the numbers are printed on the card, they're very faded and they're very difficult to see. Now, apparently they're written redundantly in a really small text on the back side of the card near the magnetic strip, which the manager knew that trick. Like, nobody else knew that. I sure as hell never noticed that before. And I guess he was able to read it. I don't know, between what's written there, I don't think the whole number is there though, but I guess between what was faded and kind of visible on the front of the card and then what was written there, he managed to manually get it in and get it to run. Because it's not an issue of balance. I've got around $300 in my snap balance. So that's not a problem. But yeah, my card is physically just physically worn out. They said that if I call the 1-800 number on the card, they should be able to request a replacement. Hopefully that's not a really difficult process. I know the last time I called that customer service number for some kind of help with something, it was a very difficult ordeal for me, and I ended up getting very panicky and stressed out trying to deal with it. And I can't remember if I solved the problem I needed to solve or not. I just remember that it was a very high anxiety situation when I called that number, and so I haven't called it again since. Speaking of calling numbers, I tried to call Glenn. I'm not sure if it was last night or the night before, but it went to voicemail and I left a message and I haven't heard back from him. You know, it felt so good to talk to him when he called me. Now I'm trying to remember what day it was, probably Monday or Tuesday, and he said that he wanted to get me in at a job where he works, and it sounded like the hours and the pay and everything were really good, but now I can't seem to get a hold of him, and he's not responding to my text messages, so really bummed about that. I made a friend at work today. Check it out. It's a baby owl. The white EV guy, which they're not making us work together today. Surprised the shit out of me. I've run into him a couple of times, and I commented, and he's like, no, thank God they're leaving me alone at night. And I really enjoy working with him, but I feel like he's got his own system, you know, that he does by himself, and I certainly have my own system that I do by myself, and it's debatable, you know, whether we get more work done working together or not. But I ran into him up by the the upstairs chargers. I actually brought an EV up, and you know, I wasn't really going to bring EVs, but at this point I feel like I'm semi-trained again, and on a Sunday night, when the Angry Elf isn't here, I feel comfortable to do them. And I wasn't really focusing on it, but there's one area over by the cleans where, I don't know, sometimes the car washers are just so dumb in the way they put stuff away, and this one spot they had EVs and gas vehicles all kind of mixed up, and I pulled all the gas vehicles out of there, and there was just one EV randomly sitting there by itself, and so I decided to go ahead and take it up, and it was at like 85%, so I was just putting it up into EV reserved. It was a Kia Niro. I really like those cars. They're neat, but they're like $41,000, so God knows I can't afford one. But anyway, I ran into up there and mentioned to him. Later, when I was trying to grab a gas vehicle, he came up to me and he's like, showed me his picture. He was telling me about where there was this baby owl. And I'm like, well, hey, let me grab one of the EVs and I'll roll up with you. And yeah, got to see it. That was really neat. It was actually an SUV reserve sitting on the in that picture. These planes are so loud. You know, as many times as I've lamented how I think it's terrible that the city of Phoenix, in the name of urban renewal, destroyed the residential neighborhood that used to be here. Maybe it was about a week and a half ago. I was just sitting, relaxing at the picnic table, which is over there, just outside the gate. A lot of times that's where I like to eat my lunch. And I was trying to work on editing my vlog, And it was very difficult to do because of the noise of all the planes going overhead. And at that point, I was thinking, well, you know, maybe it was for the better that they got all the residences out of here, because how rough would it be living in a house and hearing that many loud planes going overhead? Now, granted, when they cleared that area out back in like, I want to say it was the early 90s that they did that, there wasn't as much plane traffic as there is now. But Sky Harbor is a hell of a busy airport now. So we got some pop trunks back here in the class. I've been slowly picking them out of here. Let's see, I got a Polestar and I got some kind of Ford SUV here. If there's any more pop trunks. Ooh, a BMW, that's nice. And of course the three that I have back here are all pinched in by other vehicles. I'm gonna have to shuffle vehicles around to get them out. I saw the windshield, all kinds of smash in. Look at that one. Damn. Somehow I think that one was towed in here. Anyway, I should wrap this up. I had more to say, but my thoughts aren't too clear today because the whole situation at the grocery store was very, very stressful for me. But I'm so glad I got my groceries, and that's a good thing. I think I'll get this Polestar out first. I can just move this other Polestar. I'll just move it forward in the line. That'll get it done. I really love driving these Polestar 2s. There's a lot of negative reviews on them. And most people complain about the legroom in the center consoles, and the center console is too big, and that creates a problem for them with, like, oh my God, look at all this garbage on the floor of this car. God damn. It never ceases to amaze me how gross people can be in a rental car. Oh, this is like the dirtiest Polestar I've ever seen. Look at this shit. All kinds of garbage. Just, wow, this is so gross. Hey, but there's some change in here. Just found a dime. There's a bonus. Garbage down here. Garbage all in. Wow, this is so gross. What the fuck? You know, as cluttered and nasty as my car is, like, it's not gross like this car is. Oh, and let's not forget this is back here because it got a new windshield in it. So, God knows what somebody was doing in this car, but not good. Dang. Tire pressure low. Check car status app. Display. Yeah. What the fuck are these? Earbuds. I found some analog. Wow, there's a lot of change in this car. A little bit of a come up here. That's fine. So I'll scoot this one forward. Anyway, I need to get my ass back to work. I'm gonna clean all the change out of this car, though. Because right now I literally need every bit of cash I can get, including but not limited to the change that got left behind in this nasty Polestar. So I just had quite the incident with some Hertz customers and a Tesla, and kind of the problem was my fault, and I'll explain more about that later. But I just happened to be next to that owl, and every time I roll by I say hi to it. What's up, little owl? It's just me. It's just me. How are you doing? You're still chilling on your Traverse. You're really cute, you know that? I see you looking at me, looking at you. Well, you just chill. I gotta go back to work. His head swiveled completely around to watch me as I walked around the front of that car. That, hands down, might be the coolest thing I've ever seen here.